In the crevices of my channel, you will find that I have uploaded a video or two on the girl group VCHA. They started off this show on YouTube and have been trained under Korean company JYPE Entertainment for the past year or so. They have a limited number of bangers, and just 2 freaking days ago I mentioned them to my cousin. And boy, do we have some information now on what's been going on. Kaylee has been having some health issues since March, and ever since then it's been radio silence from the group. After they ran out of their short form videos, it's only been birthday posts here and there. Until last night, when I went on Instagram and I follow former contestant Christina. If you follow the group, you know who she is. I tapped on her story and I saw this. "I stand with you, Ma. So proud of you for speaking out." So I sent that to my cousin ASAP, panicking, and then I tap on KG's tag, go to her story, and read the following, which is the bulk of everything. This is freaking crazy. "Yesterday, I filed a lawsuit because I had decided to terminate my contract with JYPE Entertainment and exit VCHA after experiencing incidents of abuse and mistreatment by certain staff members. I feel it was not a good environment for my mental health, and I apologize if my leave disappoints any of you." I'll get into some personal thoughts after this. "I'm not in support of the working and living conditions that led a member to attempt suicide, nor do I support an environment that encourages eating disorders and has caused members to self-harm." That's absolutely crazy. These girls are relatively thin, so I would assume they had the appropriate eating habits that the company or the industry would look for, and they wanted them to eat even lesser? I made this decision back in May. That's 2 months after we found out Kaylee had been having health issues, and not that I would wish this sort of harm on any of the members, but it would be really rough knowing that KG is referencing her because she is the youngest member. And I'm still waiting for release from my contract. I am worried for the girls who remain in VCHA, my friends, who I truly love and care for. If they do stay, it just wouldn't be the same, man. But if they do, I hope your statement here makes ripples and at least affects their regimen, if not a wider scale change. I also realize if I remain at JYPE Entertainment, I'm not able to become the artist I aspire to be, as I really enjoy songwriting and production. I have accumulated a massive amount of company debt while being paid very little for the intense work and extreme limitations on our personal lives. This water bottle is not supposed to be in the shot. I'm glad KG's out of the system to actually live normally, but I'm curious about this company debt. They won a competition show to be in this position, so surely whatever is being charged and yanked from their existence shouldn't be charged? I mean, they're too youthful for this. Dude, all of them started when they were below 18, which is crazy because half of them are now over or are 18. But regardless, they started from a competition. I do believe KG can strive as a songwriter without the certain restrictions that industry places on their material, and as them being a younger group, probably have even more restrictions at that KG might want to express in music. Although such incidents occurred, there were also beautiful moments. I'd like to thank JYPE, let's go, company executives, and staff for believing in me and the exceptional training. I do not blame anyone for the treatment endured, but feel this is an issue that lies deep embedded in the K-pop industry. I'm grateful for the friendships I made and the incredible opportunity to perform for a global audience. Thank you, V-Lights, for your love and support, and I ask you to continue to shine your support towards VCHA, regardless of my absence. The pain, ugh, it's so bittersweet. I'm so glad VCHA got to perform, open for twice and got to experience that sort of audience. Maybe if VCHA does stay together, they could invite KG on stage for some sort of performance of their original songs. If they even stay together at that point, really, how could you continue when one of your past members have felt this way and don't agree with these conditions? And would it even be right to continue? I've grown a love for Korean culture and K-pop music. In the future, I will continue making music in this genre, but not under these circumstances. I hope that my leave can encourage the K-pop system to make changes for the better, and also protecting the idols and trainees who remain in these companies' hands. KG. Which ties back to what I said earlier about causing a ripple, if not the industry, but for the remaining girls at least. What a rough awakening, man. I was not expecting this. Who could have bet on such a message as this one? I think what's important to highlight here is that A, KG has left the group and filed a lawsuit against JYPE Entertainment, and B, the girls have been mistreated and that treatment could possibly be continuing till this day. And it truly is bittersweet. And I apologize if my leave disappoints any of you. We followed them all together for this long. We saw them debut, release a couple of singles. They ended up doing some interviews here in the States as well. The journey as a group was going to be magnificent, but you don't have to apologize for putting yourself first. Oh man, feelings aside, I'm sure any sane person can be happy for her for exiting. Now, my real question is for the well-versed K-pop fans, is the treatment that she's describing here normal? Is it ongoing and just expected, and the trainees are just accepting it and going through it because this is what it takes to succeed in the industry? As with anything VCHA related, I just had to fly over to the subreddit to see what people were talking about, and there are a couple of posts. I haven't read them, but I was saving it specifically for this video, so we're just gonna jump over now. This is my first time with this setup here, so I hope it looks pretty decent, and I apologize if you hear some low humming, that's the computer. So I was looking at this last night, and there seemed to be a lot of newer posts, like this one for example, but there's a couple that I highlighted that I want to go through real quick. So this was the original statement here that KG made, and I just want to look at some of these comments. Just when I was being optimistic about VCHA. Wow, and my wife just saw Lexi, Camila, and Savannah at a mall in K-Town. They were with some lady who might have been a manager. Did they look okay? I'm so done with this industry, it sucks. She said they were nice. She asked if she could take a selfie with them, but they said the studio wouldn't be okay with it. She said they sounded surprised that she recognized them. They were wearing comfortable clothes with no makeup. No Kendall, this is bad. I mean, they don't always have to hang out like that, but who knows? What we feared is true. Thought JYP would bring K-pop training, but not every aspect of the K-pop training, LOL. Sounds like this will not pan out to the other countries. L2K? Hard lesson learned to those staff members. I'm alarmed, to be honest. A member attempted suicide. With this news coming from KG, it would be difficult for VCHA to become successful in the near future. That's what I'm saying. Like, is it appropriate? Is it right for them to even go on? Immediately ran here. This is so sad. I hope they are safe. At this point, I doubt a comeback is in the future. Same here. I got two more comments, starting with this one right here. I guess JYP was right when he said, I wasn't sure you could fit the K-pop culture to KG. She clearly doesn't. Good on her for standing up for herself and her beliefs. Abuse and mistreatment should never be tolerated. Wish you the best, KG, and to the other members, please stay healthy. And lastly, not even a year because she tried to leave in May. It's worse than what everyone thought. Here, even Misha from A2K is showing support for KG. I wonder if Melissa did. Did she? Am I logged into Instagram? So wow, even Forbes put out an article. This is new to me. Let me see real quick. Let's skim it. Does it say anything important? KG of VCHA exits girl group with lawsuit against JYP USA alleging child labor abuse. JYP Entertainment was sued in Los Angeles County on Friday, December 6th by Tracy Matter, a guardian representing a minor reference in the court documents by the name KM. The minor was identified as KG, a 17-year-old member of JYP Entertainment's girl group VCHA. Hold on. Kira Grace Matter, so KM is literally KG. In the suit filed in Los Angeles Superior Court, the complaint claims that KG, also known as KG Crown, suffered from child labor exploitation, child neglect and abuse, unfair business practices, and for breach and rescission of an unconscionable contract for the services of a minor. The LA-based singer alleges a series of troubling experiences that she and her bandmates faced from JYP USA staff in the suit, including physical, emotional, and mental distress, overtime work without compensation, restrictions on food and water, confusing contract terms, and experiencing suicide attempt by a VCHA member with little action done by those staff members in charge. There's something I want to show later, so I'm not going to dig much further into that article. Does this call for a boycott? After the horrible news about VCHA member KG and the mistreatment and conditions she and her members faced that led to a member attempting, I feel like it would be wrong to keep supporting JYP Entertainment. No boycott for me. It's not like VCHA was being very active on the music scene anyway, so there's not much to boycott. As for other JYP artists, they seem alright in their own management divisions, and I would hate for them to have to deal with angry VCHA fans going in their chat and being assholes. And who knows about the fate of VCHA itself, but a boycott won't be helping anyone. I love these nuanced opinions of people going against what the main discussion is, just to offer different perspectives. Let's get one more post in here. Damn, a lot of these posts got freaking deleted. Let's end it with this one. We found one. No point continuing with the group. There's no way the other girls didn't left either. Like if they keep Like, if they keep the group going with the other girls, then it's crazy. Like, I genuinely feel sick after reading the doc and can't look at the group. Oh, perfect. Company and stuff the same. Also, remember like a week ago when JYP said that they will have a comeback in 2025? Like, it just doesn't make sense. Even if you do make a comeback with some of the girls, nobody's going to forget about the abuse and so on. And I snuck in perfect right there while reading that, because this leads me to my next and final point. The lawsuit is here for us to read. And once again, I've been saving it for this exact moment for the video. Credit to 𝙎𝙀𝙁𝙁𝙁 on X, summary of everything that happened. Now here's the lawsuit, but we can't really read it. It's locked behind a paywall, right? Yeah, look, it says subscribe to view. But you can see, the legal document details a complaint against JYP Entertainment, operating as JYP USA, for exploiting a minor, KG, through child labor exploitation, wage theft, emotional distress, and unfair business practices. Wait, can we click on it? Ah, there's a preview. Oh, wait. You can skim the whole thing. Wait, what was that about 65,000? Good Day New York for a 65,000. These features and performances contribute to JYP's profits, but were not part of the calculations of her compensation. Oh, anyway. What we have here in this first link is the summary, and it is 4 pages long, and we have some screenshots, so let's get into that. The abuse, suffering, and racism that KM and VCHA endured under JYPE. This is a brief summary of the 77-page document. God bless these people that make these sort of summaries, because first they read all that and then they simplify it in common English. On September 14th, 2023, a JYPE dance teacher forced KM to repeat a strenuous move hundreds of times, causing a torn shoulder tendon. Despite her exhaustion, the teacher denied her water, allowing others to drink, and insisted she could only hydrate after mastering the move. This reflects severe abuse and violation of California laws and norms. Why are they bringing the full Korean training system over to America when they're here in America? Surely there should be some sort of exemption and less restraint and constraint on the girls because they're here in America. She's not a pet. You can have the water after you master it. You're crazy. I would have been like, bitch. JYPE imposed strict control over KM's life, from the early morning hours spent in school to the long, grueling rehearsals that stretched close to midnight. KM's personal freedom, artistic growth, and even physical safety were sacrificed for JYPE's commercial interests, and the tricky terms of the contract ensured that she was not compensated for her efforts. Now, specifically for KG, I know she made some music prior to joining VCHA or even signing up to be on 𝙎𝙀𝙁𝙁𝙁, and I'm sure she's the best representative for this because she's going from being a solo artist, probably with more freedom, to this hellhole, this prison, this gulag. JYPE pressured KM to live in a group home, saying it was important for the group's success, even though the contract claimed it was optional. So that's a violation of the contract. She was afraid of the consequences if she refused and agreed to live there. JYPE chose an expensive $2.5 million house without her input and later claimed KM owed them $500,000 for it. So that's an extra $84,000 in whatever bullshit fees at that. And that means the other girls owe $500,000 too. That is scary as fuck. Instead of paying her for her hard work, they took money from her earnings to cover these costs, forcing her to work for free while JYPE used a fancy lifestyle to attract more fans and make more money. KM's daily schedule was relentless, starting at 7 a.m. with 3 hours of school before rushing to JYPE's practice building by 10:30 a.m. for training that officially ended at 7 p.m., but often stretched until midnight or later. JYPE staff pressured her to stay as late as 1 to 2 a.m., warning of disappointment or consequences if she left early. Despite this grueling routine, which allowed her little sleep or free time, KM received no pay for any work she performed after 6:30 p.m. Let's say all the members. There's a chance that all the members are working 6 to 8 hours after their training session was supposed to end, and weren't receiving any money for it. Bro, 8 hours, that is a whole ass shift. So they're working doubled overtime to pay off their home, which they didn't choose. KM said the only time they felt free was during midnight walks or short moments in their hotel room, even though it meant losing sleep. She remembered one time when another member, having a panic attack, asked the staff if she could take a break and get some air. The staff said no and told her she was being disrespectful, and would face consequences for asking. Now, I don't mean to bring race into this or be controversial, but were there any Americans in this staff? Is anyone from America working here? Because it sounds like everyone, it's a Korean training system, okay, and it's a Korean company based here in the United States. I have a feeling if they were dealing with Americans from here, from California, it would be different. There surely would have been someone that said, sure, you can take a break of air. Yes, if you're having a panic attack, take a freaking break for as long as you need. It sounds like they're being wardens. Over 6 months, JYPE paid Cam only $500 per week, far below the California minimum wage for the 12-plus hour workdays she had to endure. On top of this underpayment, JYPE placed a heavy financial burden on her by charging her $500 for company expenses, a massive debt for a minor. And this is exactly what I'm talking about, how that wage is below the California minimum. And if they're really operating basically Korea in America, they're not going to give a shit about America. They're just it's the Korean mindset, just in a different location. It's like they don't even realize that they're in America. They're just strictly doing Korean business. KM and her groupmates were denied proper meals as part of JYPE's policy to maintain extreme thinness. They were told they would regret how they looked if they didn't lose weight. They were fucking thin. What the hell does that mean? Meals were limited, and they were often encouraged not to eat or rest. On one occasion, after missing lunch, KM had to attend a 4-hour rehearsal without food. A staff member also told the girls don't eat as he shut the car door after training. I have done long fasts before where I just don't eat, and sometimes, bro, doing physical activity when you're on such an empty stomach is draining. So just imagine the physical intensity that they go through on top of having no food. You're just draining last week's calories at that point, not even yesterday. And we have a screenshot here from last November. This was about a month and a half or 2 months after they debuted. I guess they don't want me to worsen my health. Dead emojis. We don't want it to get worse. It's getting worse because the doctor said not to do physical activity, and you are. Going to the doctor tomorrow is gonna be them telling you the same thing and them not letting you do that. On another occasion, KM had a virus and laryngitis while she was expected to sing. Despite being sick, she tried her best, but JYPE staff scolded her, saying she was disrespecting the company, fuck the company, and not taking care of herself. They told her it was her responsibility not to get sick. There are just some things you can't control, and you randomly get hit with sickness or anything. You just can't fucking control it. JYPE staff scolded her. Fuck you. I would have said that. Ooh, I would have risked everything, bro. Figures 2 and 3 below show an accurate conversation between KM and another member of VCHA from May 17th, 2024, discussing the emotional toll of working for JYPE. KM's messages are in yellow bubbles, while the other members' responses are in charcoal bubbles, with their identity redacted. Since Korea, yeah, Korea was so bad, but this is as bad. Honestly, I feel like I don't even have a personality anymore, or am my own person. They changed me, and I lost all my good. That's fucking heartbreaking. Personally, over this past year, I feel like I lost a little bit of myself due to all the stress and just bad events I've been going through. And sometimes I don't even want to make videos, or I feel like I'm not even the same person that wanted to make videos so long ago. Like the passion, the inspiration, the spark in my brain is just gone sometimes. They did, all of us. I'm not confident at all. I've lost myself completely. Me too, my family noticed. Like I'm actually drained. I have no motivation. I feel the same way. I'm like empty, and I don't know what to do with my life. I'm not happy. I'm not happy either. This is not enjoyable. This is not okay. I haven't felt happy in over years because of this. Same. Since Korea. They're flip-flopped. That really sucks to see, because I'm sure in one capacity or another, you might see yourself in these conversations where you've been talking to a friend and you're just like, bro, I'm so dead inside. I haven't felt the same in so long. I don't even recognize myself. And these girls are going through it, and mind you, I'm sure they're experiencing this at a level that we can't even freaking imagine. Imagine normal teen stresses versus having a company hold you at a leash with an exploding collar at your neck for over a year. And our last page, KM and her underage group mates face intense mental and emotional pressure, with some resorting to self-harm. KM witnessed another member develop an eating disorder, which led to a suicide attempt in February 2024. Kaylee was announced in March that she was having health issues. Is it her? We don't know for sure, but that's suspicious. After ingesting 42 NyQuil pills, the member began vomiting uncontrollably, and Cam discovered it. KG would have been 16 right there, which is fucking intense to witness at that age, at any age. Although Cam and others had raised concerns with JYPE, staff dismissed them, saying eating disorders were common. Look how skewed this industry is. These have to be Korean employees, I promise you, because an American would not be saying this shit. Am I crazy with this viewpoint about an American employee versus a Korean employee? Am I wrong? Here in this country, and especially California, for example, which is more liberal, or Los Angeles is a liberal county, mental health and wellness is just something that's preached for and supported, and there's just a lot of things for mental health in this country. Like, we, as a community, we really care about that stuff. So that does not sound American to me. I don't know, bro. Eating disorders were common. JYPE also concealed the suicide attempt, instructing the girls to lie about it. Eric Winston later admitted that he was misinformed and told the members' condition was food poisoning. I'm sure that's not who we're talking about. JYPE's neglect of the group's mental health violated child welfare standards. Cam herself endured verbal and emotional abuse, including being publicly humiliated on her birthday during a rehearsal when a dance instructor called her a terrible dancer in front of her group mates, causing one girl to cry. This type of abuse was meant to push KM to work harder. June 17th, so this was after May when she tried to leave at first. So you're verbally abusing this person who wants to leave. What makes you think that's gonna leave a good impression on them or reconsider their options? JYPE constantly surveilled KM and her group mates, hidden cameras including one in the dining room with an 8-megapixel camera and a 100. So just as a reference, this is my iPhone 12. It has a 12-megapixel camera, and I don't know how much worse the quality on an 8 one would be, but this is just a reference point so you can see how quality that 12 shoots. Right now you're looking at a 48 megapixel. I believe it's 48 and this is 12, which with good lighting looks almost the same. So just imagine 8. And a 120-degree wide-angle lens. And I just looked up how many degrees wide the iPhone's 0.5 zoom is, and it's 120 apparently. So in my reflection, yeah, so we have 0.5 and the 1. As you can see, that's a good freaking angle. Recorded their private conversations and meals without their knowledge or consent. A surveillance sticker found in the pantry revealed their eating habits were monitored 24/7. Cam only discovered the cameras months later, which made her feel even more trapped, controlled, and powerless. And who wouldn't? And our last point here is, by April 2024, JYP claimed that Cam's work had resulted in an accumulated net income of about minus $504,543, meaning she received no share of the profits from her hard work and was instead told she owed them money. So the debut, the singles, whatever money's coming in from the streams, that don't mean shit. In fact, for all of that stuff, she owes them money now for putting on a performance and training and all that stuff. Despite JYPE reporting profits during this time, their unclear accounting made it impossible for KM to determine what she was actually owed. KM and her group, VCHA, were featured in major media outlets like Days Magazine, Teen Vogue, and Rolling Stone, and performed at large venues like Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas and Foro Sol Stadium in Mexico City. Mentioned that earlier that they opened for twice. These appearances and performances, which contributed to JYPE's profits, were not included in KM's compensation calculations. JYPE continued to profit from KM's name and likeness without properly compensating her, while falsely claiming she owed them money. I would think in this day and age, after so many horror stories about artists being mismanaged, that this wouldn't happen, especially to a group of underage girls, which yes, some of them are 18, but not when they started. Not when they started. So it's 8 hours later. I'm just now editing the video, and 3 hours ago, VCHA released a statement. Well, JYP released a statement, so let's freaking read it. And I can already see it's ridiculous because someone's saying, how is a 17-year-old more grown up than everyone at JYPE? Dear all, this is JYP USA. We would like to address the recent lawsuit filed by Kira Grace Matter, hereafter referred to as KG, and her public statements on social media. In May of this year, KG left the group residence and initiated discussions through her legal representatives. In response, we temporarily suspended VCHA's planned activities and engaged in extensive discussions with KG's representatives to explore potential resolutions. However, recently we have not received any response from KG's representatives, leaving our legal representatives awaiting further communication. We deeply regret KG's decision to file a lawsuit and make unilateral public statements containing false and exaggerated claims. Pause. So first they're saying that KG's team ghosted JYP pretty much, and now it seems like behind the scenes KG's team was doing this, filing a lawsuit instead of communicating back and forth as, for all intents and purposes, as one should communicate with the team. In terms of them saying it's false and exaggerated, I'm gonna take that with a grain of salt. I don't trust it, man. I don't trust it. This action has caused significant harm to the other members of VCHA. Has it really? And JYP USA, who have been working diligently on their... Fuck your work. This is serious matters. Fuck your music. Jesus, read the room. And JYP USA, who have been working diligently on their upcoming album and projects for early 2025. JYP USA will take all necessary measures to ensure that neither the other members of VCHA nor JYP USA suffer further harm as a result of this matter. So basically, KG is the villain and the corporation wants to protect themselves and their intellectual property being VCHA. That's some corporate shit. You're calling her a liar, got it. Blaming a 17-year-old girl for your mess. Exactly, the corporation's trying to save its ass against this freaking girl. That is insane. I don't know where I'm gonna shove this into the video, but let's get back to it. It's about 3 hours later from my last update, and KG just responded actually to the thing I just read that JYPE released. Let's read it. In response to JYP USA's recent statement, I am very disappointed in the company's lack of accountability. My legal team and I are fully prepared with photographic and physical evidence to prove my allegations are factual, not exaggerated nor false. I will continue to fight for better treatment of K-pop idols and trainees, in which I promise to speak nothing but the truth. I hope by coming forward, other trainees, idols, and group members can be encouraged to use their voice in order to make positive changes in the K-pop industry. KG. Is she about to be like a martyr? Is there about to be a change? It's 12:29 a.m. I'm gonna go back to editing. There's another update in 1, 2, 3, 4 hours. You're gonna hear from it. Go finish the video. I thought this was gonna be like a 5 to 10 minute video. I didn't know how long it was gonna take to go over that document, and like I said, I left it specifically for this. I had no idea all the information and what it entailed. It is horrible that they went through that. They might still be going through that, the girls that remained. I'm so happy that KG got out of it. Personally, I don't see a future where my eyes twitching. I don't see a future where they're going to be continuing as a group. Maybe they can be a group outside of the Korean training system. Maybe they'll go solo. Maybe some of them won't even bother with music anymore. But this is very disappointing in terms of their careers, because in one of my other videos, I forgot which one, I said it was awesome to see a group of young girls pursue their dreams together, and they had bright futures ahead of them. And now this dream, something that they wanted and that they achieved, has been pulled from under them because it's hell. It's the gulag, as I mentioned earlier. I don't have anything else profound to say except it's a shitty situation, but I'm glad she got out, and I don't see them continuing, and I hope they can all get out of this safely and without that $500,000 debt. Maybe it's $1 million. If you stuck around this long, thanks for watching. Like I said, I didn't know it was going to be this long, and I apologize for the tone of my voice. It's very bland and neutral. Someone was sleeping at 1 p.m., 12 p.m., and I wanted to keep my voice a bit lower. Now I'm in this room where no one can hear me. Thanks for watching. Love what you like. Protect your energy, bro. Protect the fuck out of that thing. I hope they just make it out safe and alright and happy, and they get their sanity back. They get their spark, their passion, their beings. Alright. Thanks for watching once again.